So hello, everybody. My name is Christian Blobner, and I'm head of strategic management here at the Fraunhofer IFF, which is a research institute of the Fraunhofer Gesellschaft located here in beautiful Magdeburg in Germany. And I want to give you a short introduction of what we are doing here research-wise at the Fraunhofer IFF, together with partners in the region and beyond, and show you how research is performed in the city of Magdeburg, how research players interact and collaborate. So let's get directly into the presentation. And just to give you an impression of how we are situated here, we actually have two full research buildings in Magdeburg, which are pretty close to the University of Magdeburg. So there's also a very close cooperation between the research players, the research actors here in Magdeburg. Fraunhofer is very associated with the university. Our director, Professor Arlinghaus, has a chair for engineering at the university. And also we recruit our staff, our student assistants from the university, so that there's a good collaboration between the basic research that happens at the university and the applied research for which Fraunhofer stands. In our two research buildings, we have more than 4,000 square meters of laboratory space. We also have shared laboratory space with the university here in Magdeburg, but also with the University of Applied Sciences. So also staff from our side has different professorships at the university and the University of Applied Science here in Magdeburg. All in all, we are a very interdisciplinary bunch of researchers with more than or approximately 190 researchers here in Magdeburg, plus the student assistants, plus collaborative partners. And we work with an annual budget of about 20 to 21 million euros research budget, of which 1/3, according to the Fraunhofer model, 1/3 comes directly from cooperating with companies, doing applied research to the benefit of the company, working on the competitive edge of companies to promote especially digitalization and automation within the region of Saxony-Anhalt, within Magdeburg. You have to know the Fraunhofer IFF stands for the Institute for Factory Operation and Factory Automation. So that's what the two F's stand for. And digitalization, Industry 4.0 are our main focus points of research. And this is something that you can also see here in this diagram, which depicts our research foci. So we have, as you can see in this flower diagram, we have four main research areas that we are working on. The first one is intelligent production, development, logistics, processes in the digital factory. So a holistic, comprehensive view on the factory, on its processes, and how cooperation, digitalization can affect the efficiency and productivity of companies. Then from a technology point of view, we work very heavily in technologies around measurement and testing technologies and digital assistance, meaning how can we use optical measurement technologies to improve, for example, process quality, but also product quality, and use the data that we collect through these different methodologies and provide value-added data through digital assistance systems to the workers, to the operators within the system or within the factory. The second more technical area is robotics and autonomous systems. Here we have a very strong focus on topics around human-robot collaboration, but also service robotics, and basically try to work on these topics on how there can be shared workspaces between robots and humans in the factory. And the fourth element deals with energy, intelligent energy management and energy infrastructures. Here which is very important for the region here also, is how can we best integrate renewable energy sources into the production of the future, into the factories of the future. And you can also see that here in these interfaces between those different areas, there are also topics that are relevant and the main point for Fraunhofer IFF is that we have also the ability through our interdisciplinary approach to actually work on these interfaces between those disciplines and be able to then work especially on topics like the digital twin and artificial intelligence, which are basically at the core of all these 4 different disciplines. I just want to give you a short overview of a selection of projects. Obviously, we have multiple projects running through the year, funded through research projects, or research funding projects from government agencies or the European Commission, but we also work on company projects, on multiple company projects, and what you can see here is just a selection of those. First, I want to give you an impression of how we use the digital twin of a machine, meaning the digital representation of this production system, and enhance it with the data that we can collect in the real operation and provide the worker, the operator of the system, with value-added information. You can see here, for example, in this little video that you can also see on our YouTube channel, you can see here how sensor data is fed back into the digital system. So real-life sensor data is fed back into the real-life system, and the worker can use AR or VR systems to then access relevant information like lifetime data, and then use it to better perform his or her work through those assistance systems. So the making digital data accessible and ad hoc accessible and provide a value-added feedback to the worker is one of the important aspects. Another project which I wanted to show you is again the combination of VR and IoT, but here on a much larger scale. And this is also a very nice example of how we cooperate with partners here in the region, because we have a very good project running, funded by the European Commission, on the digitalization of the port of Magdeburg. So Magdeburg has the largest inland port in central Germany, and we help them through the combination of IoT technology on the ground and VR models and their combination to optimize and the processes in the port and increase the overall efficiency of logistics services and logistics processes in the port, because as you might know, Magdeburg and the region around Magdeburg is a very important logistics hub in Germany, and the logistics industry and the cooperation with the logistics industry is a very important aspect of the work that we perform here in Fraunhofer IFF. But obviously, we also work with manufacturing companies. Here, an example that we work together with one of the big OEM companies from the automotive sector, with Opel, on designing a shared human-robot workspace where a big industrial robot is used to position, for example, doors in the manufacturing, in the assembly process. And basically what we always try to do is to support the human operator and bring in automation solution, robotic solutions, for example, where robotics can actually have a value added to the assembly process, for example. So a robot will not be able to automatically perform this work because it's too fiddly and maybe too individual. So you always need a human in the loop there in this process, but the robot obviously can do the heavy lifting in the process. Another aspect that we are working on is, as I mentioned, inspection technologies, and here also we combine robotic solutions with humans in the loop. Basically, what we have here is an example from aeronautics industry, where all the parts are different, and we have to have an adaptable process where the measurement of quality issues needs to be also adaptable and flexible. And we have these robotic platforms that can work on these aspects like mobile robot platforms. Coming to an end, I also want to just give the short impression that Fraunhofer is part of a big family. So all in all, there are more than 72 different Fraunhofer research institutes all over Germany. And the Fraunhofer IFF in Magdeburg is one of those institutes. And obviously, we can also fall back on this large network and cover also through this network other topics which might come up to companies and which are relevant to companies. If you want to know more about Fraunhofer, the Fraunhofer IFF, I can forward you to the different media channels, social media channels that we have, obviously our website, and some other thematic websites that we have with respect to VR, AR through our Albedome, and also specifically focusing on small and medium-sized enterprises through our Digital Innovation Hub. Thank you very much. I hope I can see you all someday here in Magdeburg at the Fraunhofer IFF. I'm looking forward to it. Thank you very much.